1,000 prison guards in a jail, only to watch over a single prisoner. Yet the guards were still far from enough. On the first day, the prisoner dug a tunnel and escaped through the ventilation shaft. To make things more interesting, after escaping, Lupin turned himself in again, demanding the police lock him up in a specially designed, airtight prison. The police thought they were finally safe, but the next moment, he disguised himself as a priest and escaped right under their noses. To uphold the dignity of the police, they had no choice but to chain him up and abandon him on a deserted island at sea, with only Lupin's arch-nemesis, Inspector Zenigata, personally guarding him until Lupin died of old age. This time, even Lupin, with his IQ of 300, was at a complete loss. The most despairing part was that a year passed, and Lupin's friends carried on with their lives, never even considering rescuing him. This left Lupin heartbroken, and he decided to go on a hunger strike. Even when Zenigata brought him food, he refused to take a single bite. Watching Lupin starve to death, Zenigata almost fell for it and opened the cell door. Fortunately, he regained his composure at the last moment. A month later, Lupin didn't even have the strength to stand, which made Zenigata's heart ache. After all, this was the rival he had pursued his entire life. But then he hesitated again, remembering that if Lupin weighed 100 pounds, 99 of them were pure cunning. This had to be another escape plan. So he steeled himself and kept the door locked. 2 days later, Lupin finally starved to death in his cell. Overcome with grief, Zenigata finally let his guard down and opened the prison door. But the scene before him left him frozen in shock. Lupin's corpse began to stretch, eventually flattening into a painting. Zenigata realized he'd been tricked. At that moment, Lupin suddenly appeared at the door. It turned out that Lupin had used the food he saved from his hunger strike as materials, and his long hair as a paintbrush. Every night while Zenigata slept, he painted the image of his own corpse. He knew that once a prisoner died, the cell door would inevitably be opened. In truth, Lupin had planned everything. From the moment he was captured, he willingly stayed in prison for a year, just to get back at Zenigata for chasing him all this time. With that, Lupin shut the prison door behind him. But the next second, Zenigata let out a twisted laugh. At that moment, Lupin earned his respect. Soon, news of Lupin's escape spread everywhere, and Zenigata, now emaciated to a skeleton, was finally rescued.